expect the guys to be very good, just given how intense the first couple days of camp are. With that, how impressed are you with how they kind of found energy for this game?
We would, by design, put them kind of under duress to come into these games. I think it was a function from almost everybody. So we have these new players that come in, and there's a number of new players, but there's a big bulk of guys that have been through at least one camp. So from a systems point of view, while not perfect, but relative to all other first games, we're systematically a little further down the road because we've been here now. This is our third training camp, so I think that was kind of the driving force in the game. And we've got NHLers in both groups. They've got a lighter group. But I would go. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It's not a sign going forward. It's that there's no predictive at all to how your season's going to be, except the veteran players played smart. They did the right things. They didn't cheat the games. They ran their routes, and then we got some pretty good work from some guys, some good goaltending, some saves at important times. If you were relating that to the wins, and then we won't think about those games again.
How important is it that these guys that are here fighting for jobs? I mean, they're tasked to make you make difficult decisions. How important is that?
Well, it's certainly a sign of depth of your group. There's not a lot of open jobs, and then every shift becomes more important to get. There's levels of cuts that happen and assignments that happen to get to the next level. To buy themselves the week to do it again and again is difficult, and it's mentally taxing because you will start. The players that made mistakes on the ice tonight, we won't think about again, and then we'll try to correct them in terms of re-showing our system, kind of reinforcing what we're trying to do, and as they go, the margin for error becomes shorter and shorter. You can't replicate the same kinds of mistakes. But tonight's game really wasn't about that, about mistakes. Just come out, could you push through? So if a player I thought had 3 incredible days in terms of effort in practice, and I didn't think he played well tonight, I won't assess his game. I also appreciate the fact that he was too tired to play as well as he could. So I think that's what we look at. I think pretty pleased overall with the group. Saw some things from players that we don't see in the practices because you can't do some of these things in practice. Part of it is you don't practice the game the way it's played in some ways, the full length up and down. Certainly some physicality that's not there in our practices. So some guys I thought, were more noticeable tonight in the games, even fatigued than they were in the first 3 days.
In the first game, Hunter had he's had a nice impact. I know he's not sticking around, might be not for long, but pretty good way to head to his camp with his junior team.
Yeah, at some point, he had a really good rookie practice, right? So the draft comes. I'm not at development camps. My first time seeing these guys was just in the practice before they went to the rookie tournament. He was good there. Thought he had a very good rookie tournament. What I liked about he and Sachin, both very young guys, both junior eligible, and for the cost physically would be greatest on those two, right? They're still very young. Every year their tanks get bigger. They get so much stronger at that age. I thought those guys were able to get through those 3 days of camp and then come out and play with some energy. That's a good sign. And they've done some good work at a young age to be able to survive our camp.
And Tomas, any update on his injury?
Nothing, but we'll have something for you. He is getting looked at by doctors, so we just want to make sure we know what it is.
Yeah. Spencer Knight, obviously long road over the last year plus. Just to see him, how he's doing right now. Just have you seen a demeanor shift in him, or just what do you think last year did to help him as he goes into camp this year and tries to get back to where he was?
I'm really happy that he's just this continuation of the entire program. And he had a good year last year. It was good for him to go through an entire year pro. What he did tonight is the way he's looked in training camp. So he looks strong. He looks, not necessarily, there are some, I would think, some adjustments in his game, and that comes from growth at a young guy. There's so much to learn to that position, and I think he's back on that curve. So it is day after day. He continues to kind of learn to cope in the National League or in pro sports, and he looks very, very strong, so he's done well.
You talked at length about Christine the other day. What did it mean to you to give her that opportunity tonight?
Well, she's a good coach. So she sits in the room with us and all the coaches, the American League, the East Coast League guys, Christina, we sit kind of at a great big table and we just talk hockey all day through the video that we're going to show. And she's very interesting to talk to. She's got a perspective of women's collegiate sport in Canada, but also she coaches with major junior, these young kids. So she knows St. Martin from her league and Sachin from her league. She's just a really, really good coach. We wanted her to get kind of that bench experience, and it's different, but coaches will view the game a lot of times better from the bench than they will from up top. It's not what we're used to seeing. So she gets it. She gets to view the game at the NHL level from a place that she understands. So she's a good coach, and I think, when you talk about opportunity and maybe exposure as well, she's going to get an opportunity to be a head coach somewhere down the line, whether it's in major, junior, pro, or one of these days there'll be a female NHL head coach because they're smart. I don't mean in general, but just like any other coach. If you get to that level, you're that good. And I spent 25 minutes talking hockey with her in a car ride, and got out of the car and went, man, she's good. So she'll get there.
And tonight, was it a little bit weird to see Stamkos wearing something other than blue and white?
Especially in an early exhibition game, right? You usually don't see those guys till later, but good for him, because that's probably an ask in. He wants to get in. He wants to get a part of his group, be a part of his teammates. And I've seen that shot, though, before. No matter what sweater he's got on, I've seen that shot. So he hasn't lost that by any means.
He has quite a few of those in this building. That's probably why he said, let me play there.
He's been hot for 20 years here, so that'll help.
The first power play unit looked pretty good in that second game. I mean, what did you have to say about that unit and Adam Boquist on it?
Yeah, I like nothing. Yes, we've got 3 players that have played together for a very, very long time against a group of penalty killers that haven't killed as a group ever. And I like the way he moved the puck across the line. I like the decisions he made with the puck, the pace he's at. But I think we knew that. We thought it would be good. But scoring goals is still more fun than not, so they get to feel good tonight.